All right, folks, welcome back to the Garden State Grow Show. Today we have a very special guest. I'm going to butcher this name. Akhtar
You got it.
Farzaie?
Farzaie, yeah.
Farzaie?
Yeah. It's actually pronounced Farzaie,
Oh, my God.
the authentic, like.
I don't know if we have enough time to master that. Janet, give it your best shot.
Man, it sounds
That's not
good.
bad.
Yeah.
That's like an AI interpretation.
Yeah. My parents will be proud. My dad, especially.
He's the lead purveyor of Bella Pizza here in Hillsborough. Do you live in Hillsborough?
I currently do, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You don't
Just
have to tell us
recently,
where.
yeah.
You don't have to tell us where,
Yeah.
but it's probably near the pizza place if you want to find
so,
them.
I don't like to cook at home, so.
Yeah. He claims he's in the pizzeria and sports management business, which we'll get to. If you want to follow them, they're at Bella Pizza Hillsborough. Their mission is to impact lives one slice at a time. I like to impact my waistline one slice at a time.
To add on?
Yeah,
more?
to add on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
it's not going to go down.
That's I've never heard that before. I think it's usually like people are saying we got to lay a little off the pizza, but I like you, man.
I'm going to add on. Yeah.
Good.
Me and my nutritionist are on the same page.
Good.
So best year ever was COVID pandemic. I feel like that's a common theme among pizza places.
Yeah, I think if you, with mine, it wasn't as difficult, and at that time my heart went out to a lot of businesses because you had a lot of guys that are old school that are in the business and they're more accustomed to the dining. Right. You know what I mean? And I think the way the industry has changed, it's predominantly takeout and delivery.
Tell us a little bit like how you adapted during that time. Like you heard the news, oh shit, like March, we got to get locked inside. Were you like panicking, like this is it?
I did a little bit. I didn't show it, you know what I mean? Because I didn't want that to be a ripple effect to my employees. And, I kind of I try to stay calm, and that was from years of playing basketball and growing up around intense and high pressure environments. And I knew that I had to stay focused and stay calm so that it didn't reflect on my employees. And my employees, I don't look at them as my employees. I'm not like call me boss or anything like that. I'm your leader. Let's lead. Let's do this together. So I think it was scary because I didn't know what direction we were heading in. Right. You know what I mean? I didn't know how the public was going to take it. It was like an unknown time.
What changes did you like have to make in the first 30 days of that?
Taking out the tables and the chairs.
I forgot that was a thing.
Yeah.
You
So
had to, like literally take them out.
So the thing with us, it was, just being stocked on inventory. I think, one of the biggest things for me was, that if we're going to go to an unknown time, things are going to be bought out quick. Yeah. It happens now when the weather guy, who is probably the smartest man on the planet Earth because he can predict everything, if they say the little storm's coming, what do? We go to Costco, we clear the shelves, you know what I mean? Yeah. You get your bread, butter, and eggs, and you're making French toast all weekend, you know what I mean? So I knew that, okay, we didn't know the direction. It was unknown. So I stocked up on inventory. I knew that product that was going to move. Mm-hmm. I knew that product that wasn't going to move, I didn't want to purchase it. So we kind of limited the menu and we just roll with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What was like your highest volume item? Just plain pies?
Pizza. Yeah. Pizza. Yeah.
And you were selling this like weekdays, weekends. There was no weekend. Every day's the weekend.
Every day was a weekend. And the crazy thing is, I was open 7 days a week, but because of the volume we were doing and how busy we were, I started closing Mondays because it was just too much. I needed to give my guys a break. I needed to give the equipment a break. I needed to turn the lights off for a little bit and just kind of and settle. You know what I mean? It was tough.
You guys had a website and online delivery already?
We didn't at that time. We did. We were working with DoorDash and Grubhub, and and then I'm big with the Slice company now. Yeah. They're amazing, and
that's an app.
That's an app, yeah, because it was created by a gentleman whose family was in the private pizza business. Gotcha. And once he listens to this, the CEO is a great guy. You can chat with him on Instagram. I talk to him all the time. And he created this app so that we can compete with like the bigger franchise industries like your Domino's, your Papa John's, and all these other places. So, they're who I, go to directly, and that's because it allows me to be upfront and honest with the customers as far as how long it's going to take for their order to get there.
Right.
And we can, take care of things right off the bat. You know what I mean?
Who picks up the pizza?
We do.
Oh, you
So
deliver
the
it.
crazy story is like during COVID, everybody was a germaphobe. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like you were
Disinfecting everything.
everything. Yeah. You were in hazmat suits going to get
I
your,
wore, I wore yellow gloves to the grocery store.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like in the beginning.
Yeah.
I'm better now.
No, I know. I mean, it was such a crazy time, but like when you look back on it now, you're like, dude, this was fucking funny. I'm
is
sorry,
so
can I
stupid.
curse
Yeah,
on this?
yeah.
All right, sorry. But
late for that.
yeah, sorry, Mom. I mean, she'll be all right. But yeah, like it was a freaking crazy
It
time.
was ridiculous.
You know what I
We
mean?
used to disinfect all the
Yeah.
groceries before coming into the house. Every item was
Yeah.
disinfected.
I feel like there's a mistrust now of the news and medical professionals
Yes.
since COVID
Yes.
to where that I don't think that could happen again.
Yeah, no,
No.
it can't. No.
Cannot-
People are
cannot
not gonna like take you word for word.
Yeah, and at that time, I remember, we had an issue with a DoorDash driver came in, picked up a pizza, delivered it, and the crazy thing nowadays, and I grew up throughout high school and college working at a pizzeria, and back then it was just the phones. You know what I mean? Somebody screwed your pie up, you're calling out like, "Hey, man, my pie's fucked up, it's overcooked, whatever." No problem. We'll send you another one. Now it's like there's no phone call.
Yeah.
What do you do? You get an alert on your phone that you've been tagged on a post. You go
Yeah,
in,
yeah,
and you're
they
on freaking every community post ever.
Would have been
true.
I ordered pizza from such and such, and it's like, dude, what the fuck? Like you couldn't have just
People are
picked up-
going live.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
No opportunity
Nothing.
to fix it.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like they go on Google right away, and it's like, come on. And the thing about me is like I know every pie that goes out.
Yeah, you touch it.
Like I know that okay, we did screw up, that we might have screwed up. There's nothing I can't fix. And and I'm speaking for every business.
Right.
You know what I mean? Every industry. If you have a problem, which camera can I look into? This one? That one?
all of them.
All right, we got to zoom in on this. And this is like, and I speak for every business, whether you're a realtor, the food industry, whatever it is, people. Don't jump to your Hillsborough mom and mom pages, your community pages, and blast the business. Don't do that. Pick up the phone, call, and say, hey, listen, I wasn't happy with my pizza. I wasn't happy with this, that. Trust me, those people will take care of you. I will. I'll go above and beyond. If we screwed up a pie that had one topping on it, you know what? I'm going to take care of you, give you another pie with 2 toppings on it. Just call us. Don't bash us on Google.
Yeah.
Don't bash us on any Facebook pages.
Because it's your livelihood.
It is.
You know?
It is.
And
you know
it's
what I
not a
mean?
true representation.
Yeah, no.
of
And with
business.
me, it's like if I know we didn't screw up your pie and you go and
Yeah.
give us a bad review for some stupid reason, I'm coming at you. I'm not giving you some generated like, oh, we're so sorry for your experience, Karen. Well, it's a shame. Maybe next time. No, if I know we didn't screw up your pie, I'm gonna come at you, and I'm gonna come at you directly. Monday we haven't officially celebrated, but it's been 21 years. You know what I mean? That I've been in the game.
And I think people, and this wasn't always the case, but they appreciate the authenticity of the owner, like standing up for their food because they know people are crazy too.
Yes.
So if you just give a generated AI response to every bad review, they'll be like,
no,
this isn't a real person.
No.
I don't
They'll
like
think
him.
you're not paying attention.
Absolutely, absolutely. I had one like recently. Some lady just went on Google and left a review that I ordered $98 worth of food and it never came, and I'm like, okay, but did you order it through Grubhub? Like, what did you order through? Because their platform dictates when they want to close my shop or open my shop.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? So if something's a glitch on their end, and if it was a Sunday, right? Sundays, I like to close 7, 8 o'clock, give my guys the rest of the night off, to recoup for the new week coming up, right? And I got a lot of young guys that work for me that are either in high school or they're college or whatever they're doing, So I hit her up. I was like, did you order through Grubhub? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, well, look at their hours and then go to my Google page and look at my hours. We close at 7 o'clock.
Right.
There's times where I'm there till 8 taking orders, but because you ordered through them, you didn't order directly through me or the Slice app, you wouldn't have known the hours. This is something that's a glitch with them. I've gone back and forth. She was nice enough to remove the negative review, and I was like, well, maybe you could leave a positive review. She says, no, not until I get food because I'm trying you for the first time. I'm like, all right, fair enough. You know what I mean?
Wow. So, people are on an ego trip with some of these reviews. But let's go back. You didn't just, arrive here a pizza man.
No.
Let's go back to your first job.
My first job? Newspaper, like growing up? Like we're going way back? Okay.
Maybe not even paid. No, it could be paid.
No,
it could
wasn't.
be off the books.
Listen, cutting grass at home, shoveling, I was never paid, I mean, I was like, yo, you live here, you turn the lights on.
I think I'm owed money.
You know
what
I'm saying? Yeah, we all are, you know what I mean?
But I think lessons like that early on, even if it's a little bit of money, help mold you.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because there's got to be some kind of delayed gratification at some point.
Without a doubt. And I think everybody in this room is we grew up in an era where, we grew up. I don't know about the young man that's, the engineer back
he's
there.
Too young.
He probably is just on cell phones, but yourself and, I don't want to age anybody, but we grew up in an era where we grew up without cell phones and the internet. And now we're with cell phones and internet. So we got the best of both worlds.
I think so.
You know what I mean? But my first job not getting paid was, just doing stuff around the house, like my father was very, he was always working, the provider. My mom, she was sick growing up. She had, she was on dialysis. So, my father was working. I have 4 siblings, 2 brothers, and 2 sisters. So, it was my
5 kids.
5 kids.
Where'd you grow up?
North Plainfield.
Okay.
Yeah, North Plainfield. Moved to Somerville, 98, the year before my junior year.
Were your parents from here? Did they grow
No. My parents are originally Afghani.
Yeah.
Okay. And I grew up around Italians, and just my close friends were always Italian. I go to Brooklyn all the time. One of my best friends lives in Brooklyn. Joe Masters. Big shout out to my boy Joe Masters. He's a great guy. So I was around the pizza industry growing up. It was my first paid job that I would go to.
How old were you when you started working at a pizza?
16, wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
and,
that's a good one.
I went and got the job without telling my dad, and my dad was pissed.
Yeah.
Because he was like, he saw it as a sign of disrespect. You know what I mean? Old school guy. Wow. Like, oh, I'm not providing you what you need. You got a roof over your head. You got food on the table. What do you need to go get a job for right now? Focus on school. I'm like, Dad, I want to buy my own sneakers. Like, I want to buy my Jordans. I want, you know what I mean? And so, he loosened up. He allowed it. You know what I mean? So
you riding your bike to work?
No, I actually used to jump the divider on 22.
Oh my God.
If you're familiar with North Plainfield, now they have the fences up. You know what I mean? And the pizzeria I worked at was Demola's, right in the Dante Plaza, right off 22.
They still around?
Yeah, they're still around. Wow. So they have another place in Metuchen called Antonio's Brick Oven, right on in downtown Metuchen. But yeah, that was my first job at 16. So during football season, I would work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because I didn't play football.
Making the pizza.
No.
Oh, you didn't. You're not the pizza guy yet.
I didn't. I was just a counter guy. Answer phones, counters. Right. You know what I mean? And
intern.
Yeah, that's all it was. You know what I mean?
Good.
So
when did you make your first pizza?
When at Bella Pizza, man. I didn't know how to make pizza until Bella Pizza.
Wait, hold on. So we're 16 at this place.
Yeah, I was
jumping dividers. We're in high school.
Yeah.
What happens after high school?
After high school, I'm still working in the pizza industry. So I'm working I go from Demola's, which I will name drop, and they was always great to me. I worked at Lestrada's in North Plainfield,
okay,
which was great. And then I worked at another pizzeria in Middlesex, and I remember getting into it with the owner at the time, and I don't bite my tongue. If you disrespect me, I'm going to tell you how it is. You know what I mean? And him and I went at it verbally. I cursed him out. I said, F you, I'm out. And then I left. And the guy that actually works for me now, Pino, his name is Joe. He's like a father figure to me. I love the guy. He's the backbone of Bella Pizza. So he was the pizza man there. And I was like, Pino, I'm out. He's like, no, stay. Old school Italian guy. I was like, nah, dude. I was like, I'll never work at a pizzeria unless it's mine.
Right.
So I left there.
How old are you?
At this point, I'm 21.
Young.
Yeah, 21, 22. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So then what happened? So you quit.
So I quit. I quit. And
you said, "Who's coming with me?" And nobody.
It was crickets, man. It was nobody, you know.
Nobody's coming.
Everybody else had a livelihood. They had rent, they had kids, whatever it was. Me, I was living at home and, you know, just paying my own way. I was taking care of some of the stuff at home, you know what I mean? I think I was paying the water bill or something at the time, which was what, like $40-50 a month. You know
so
what I mean?
were you like a waiter at the place?
No, counter.
You're
counter
still
guy.
a counter guy.
Yeah. But the guys in the kitchen would always, you know, I always wanted to learn. That was the thing. Like, I didn't want to get comfortable with one thing that I was doing. You know what I mean? So I started learning how to make like your dinner salads, then moved up to making the full salads, then sandwiches, then the fried stuff. You know what I mean? So I knew all of that, you know, and then I got into making the pastas and stuff like that. You know, a lot of people think cooking is difficult and you need a recipe book. No, it's not. Just go in the kitchen, put shit together. If it's too salty, you put too much salt on it. If it's not, you didn't put enough seasoning on it. You know what I mean? So, but you know, I worked a couple other jobs, which I left, you know what I mean? It just didn't work out. I interned for the NBA, and NBA Entertainment and Sea Caucus wasn't for me. I actually had my first internship was with, I don't know if you guys, I'm sure you guys remember, it was TRL on MTV.
Yeah.
Carson Daly.
Yeah. Oh,
so I was in there and at that time.
It's like 98?
Yeah, a good friend of mine. Well, it was a little after, but like that was my first, like I thought I was going to be like this. I wanted to get into the entertainment world. I wanted to do this, that. So like a mutual friend of mine was a good friend of one of the guys at Viacom that owned MTV and all these other networks. And I got the internship. I get in there my first day and I'm like, oh shit, it's Carson Daly, right? Like he's, you know.
He's the guy.
He's like, oh, I need a coffee. Who's going to get a coffee for me? And somebody's like, oh, the intern. I was like, what the fuck? Like,
welcome to entertainment.
I'm like, oh my God. So I'm like, you know, being the way I am, I'm like, oh fuck, man. So I'm walking down, I'm about to go get a coffee, and I said to myself, dude, I'm not getting a coffee for another man. Like, what the fuck kind of shit is this? So I didn't go back.
You took the coffee and just walked
I didn't even go get coffee because I was,
Oh.
I left. I was like, what, my boy calls me. He's like, dude, I had to make calls to get you this. And he's like, there's usually a waiting list. There's kids that are coming out of college. I was like, bro, I can't have a grown man tell me to go get him coffee unless it's my dad or one of my uncles.
Right,
you know what I mean? Like, it's not how I am. So at that point, I knew like I couldn't. I had to do something where I was going to call my own shot.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Can't
Yeah.
work for somebody else. And so how'd you get back into the pizza business after that?
Well, it was 2005. I was at Rutgers University.
As a student?
As a student, my junior year. I went to Raton Valley Community College for 2 years, did all my general academics. So a lot of kids nowadays, they're like, oh, I don't want to go to you know, it was the best thing I ever did. You know, my sister, who I give a big shout out to, my sister was amazing because she went through it. You know, she was the first one in the family she was the oldest, so she went through it, you know what I mean? So she would guide me, and I was, you know, high school. I graduated high school on a Friday night. We had the project graduation at the RAC. Monday morning, I was sitting in a English class, a summer English class at RVCC, because she was like, oh, you got to take the harder classes in the summer. The teachers don't care. They'll let you out early, whatever, right? Yeah. So I was like, all right, cool. And that's exactly what it was. So I went to RV, graduated with my associates in communications because I thought I was going to be a sports broadcaster. You know what I mean? Went into the School of Communications at Rutgers. I was in my junior year. I had a tragedy in my family. My little brother was in Cancun on spring break, was murdered.
Oh, my God.
You know, so at that point, it was like I left Rutgers. I didn't drop out. I was just like, I couldn't be in a class and focusing. You know,
was he also at Rutgers?
No, he was actually, school wasn't his thing, but he was one of the top car sales guys on the East Coast.
What?
Yeah, like the kid he was amazing, man.
Yeah.
Like he could sell you anything. Like he was just good. He was, you know, young. I mean, we were a year apart, but he was like more personable.
Yeah.
He was just outgoing. He was just a good looking kid. You know what I mean? And school wasn't his thing and it wasn't for everybody. But the kid was making more money than a lot of kids coming out of college. Right, you know what I mean? Yeah. So that was his thing. And he was living his life, you know, and unfortunately, you know, the tragedy took place and he was my inspiration as a kid to to one day have a pizzeria, and it was supposed to be our thing. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And that's why the pizzeria is so, it means so much to me, because it's sentimental. It's something that saved me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I used to go home with leftover slices when I worked at the Mola's, him and I would eat the pizza with like the big 3-liter Cokes. I don't know if you remember when they used to have the 3-liter Cokes. You know what I mean?
Coke Classics?
Like it wasn't even like Coca-Cola brand. It was like the generic, because it was the cheapest. You know what I mean? And it was sweet. It had tons of sugar, and and then I remember one day walking home with pizza, and I would hold the pizza box like a book because I'm jumping the divider. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right.
Doesn't the pizza just smash together?
It does, yeah, but it's cold. So like we're heating it up when I get home. You know what I mean? So
I guess it'd be crazy if you ran across the divider like this.
I couldn't hold it like this because I had to, you had to hurdle the divider. Now you can't. They put big fences up. You know what I mean? So I remember one night, it was a quick story. It's like I got chased by a dog.
Oh
With the pizza?
With the pizza. And we lived above, it was on Jefferson Avenue, North Plainfield, and there was campouts right next, like the truck tops and stuff. And they used to have a dog just at night to monitor the place, right? But it was supposed to be like chained.
Yeah, it wasn't.
The freaking thing wasn't chained, and it's chasing me. And I got the pizza, and I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, all right. The minute I felt him breathing behind me, I dropped the pizza box. I was like, dude, keep the... And I went home, and my brother's like, dude, where's the pizza? And I was like, bro, I got to tell you what happened. I got chased by the dog. I almost got bit.
Oh, my God.
So he's like, all right. I was like, dude, we're just going to have to drink the soda and eat whatever mom made, right? Because there was always dinner, but it's like, how often do you want to eat? As a kid, you want to eat out all the time. You know what I mean? And that's huge because my son, that's how he was. And he still is that way. But it's like... And him and I had that conversation. He was like, dude, wouldn't it be cool? And we're like, I'm 16, he's 15, and he's like, yo, it would be so cool if one day we could own a pizzeria and we could eat pizza every day.
All the leftovers.
You know what I mean? So it's like now people are like, yo, bro, like, do you really own a pizzeria? Because they think that if you own a food place, you should be like huge. Right?
Yeah.
I'm like, actually, I eat pizza every day, but I never tell them that story as to why. Because it reminds me of my brother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, we finally did it. Even though you're not here, we're still doing it. We're still eating pizza every day. So,
I love that.
yeah.
Do you have anything like named after him at the store? any of his favorite dishes or anything?
Well, we named my son after him.
Okay.
But I did have the barbecue chicken pizza because that was one of his favorites. Which
Oh,
was crazy
man,
that you
it's
mentioned
crazy
it.
I said
man.
that.
The dog ate?
Yeah. No, definitely. There was definitely a couple slices of barbecue chicken in there. But there's the thing that besides eating a slice of pizza every day in his memory and the fact that we had that conversation and it always lives in my head, it's also because I want to check the consistency of my pizza. You know what I mean? Like I want to make sure that it tastes the same every day. And I love pizza, bro. I'm not gonna lie, it's my favorite food. Besides my mom's cooking and my son's mother's cooking, I love pizza. It's like my go-to. But
so let's fast forward to when did Bella Pizza open?
Bella Pizza's originally been there. Credit to the owners.
Oh.
Tony Bizignano, who is a resident of Hillsborough, and their kid's Nancy, and they used to own Bella Pizza, and then they owned there used to be a restaurant, Caratino's, that was a few doors down. You know what I mean? And then he was dealing with some illnesses, and so that year. 2005, when my brother passed, was March. He passed away on St. Patty's Day, March 17, 2005. I'm home and I'm not even grieving because I'm trying to be there for my parents. You know what I mean? And I get a call from Joe Pino that I worked with at the pizzeria in Middlesex. And he said, hey, there's a pizzeria for sale in Hillsborough. I need a partner. I can't do it alone, blah, blah, blah. So I said, count me in. You know what I'm saying? At that time, I'm 22.
You're still in school or you dropped out?
I'm still in school. I mean, I had just dropped out of Rutgers.
Right.
And like, I'm in. Whatever you need, I got half. You know what I mean? I didn't have the half. You know what I mean?
I'll get you back.
Shout out to my sister again. I went to her. I borrowed some money. I said, listen, this is an opportunity. And I didn't know anything about buying a business.
Right.
I didn't know anything about checking the books and checking this and checking that. I just went on what he told me.
Right.
Right. And
he might not have knew either.
Exactly. Well, that's the thing. That's what I'm getting to. We get into the business, we buy it, right? And I said to myself, okay, let's do this. And it's just him and I. Fast forward, 6 months goes by, we're not making any money. And I'm okay because I live at home. My expenses aren't that high. But he's got a family. And I see him stressing out. And he's like, dude, we got to sell it.
Oh, no.
I was like, even if we sell it, I can't lie to anybody because, you know, it's our fault. We should have been here for a couple weeks, kind of saw what the traffic was like and what we didn't.
Due diligence.
Exactly. So he said, I said, listen, no. I said, I'm going to give you all the money that you put up, which I didn't have to, right? Yeah. If you want to be cutthroat and be business and not personal, nah, it's not worth what you paid for it. This is what you get. Goodbye. But that's not how I wanted to do it. I said, no, man, like you left a job where you were making good money. You took a risk. I'm going to give you all your money back that you put up, but I want you to stay with me.
Right.
I said, I'll give you what I can that you can take home and support you. Yeah, your family. I said, the more the business grows, the more you make, the more I make, the more we make. That's it, right? Yeah. He said, okay. And that was it, man. Like, it was probably the best decision I ever made for the both of us because I don't work well with partners. You know what I mean? So it's like, I didn't want to walk away because I had my brother in the back of my head. You know what I mean? And I didn't want to walk away and say, what if? You know what I mean? I saw potential in Hillsborough. You know what I mean? Growing up, I had friends that, when I went to Somerville, I had friends that lived in Hillsborough. So I knew the potential and I wanted to kind of just go with it with my own mindset. You know what I mean?
What are the changes that you made to start bringing in business?
I started basically giving stuff away. Like, not here's free stuff. I kind of like said, I do the family deals. I did stuff because I started thinking about how we as a family ordered pizza when we were growing up. You know what I mean? You had one source of income, which was your father, right? So what do? You look for coupons. You know what I'm saying? You look for deals. You look for stuff, 2 pizzas. You know what I mean?
How'd you advertise it?
At that time, I used to do my own. I learned, I read up on the post office where you could do every door direct mailing. Which a lot of business didn't know because you would pay somebody else to do it for you and you're paying a lot. You know what I mean? So I learned that, and what I did was I printed my postcards, and then I would do zone by zone, and then I would say, okay, this week I'm going to mail out to this zone, so now I can see if it's working in that zone. So that's how I got my name out there. You know what I mean? But then I also wanted to, I worked with the Jason Williams Foundation, the former net. Where I would set up golf outings and do all types of stuff.
Yeah, you guys have a truck, right?
The pizza truck that I had.
I see you at the library, I think.
Yeah. So to me, it was like, you have to do something where the community is going to support you. You can't just be a business owner and not support the community. You know what I mean? And I truly believe in, if you want the support of the community, you have to support the community.
Yeah.
And I think my breakthrough was in 2009 where I read a newspaper article in the Courier News. Remember, and it was a kid from Hillsborough, a young kid, freaking, I think he's like some finance guru now on Wall Street, Chris Cusack, great family. Father's a great guy. He was on the front page, there was a story done where this kid was trying to collect 1,000 coats in a year to give back to the needy. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So I reached out to the girl who wrote the story in the Courier News. I said, hey, listen, can you give me his information? She's like, for what? I was like, I own a pizzeria. I want to help the kid. I want to call his parents. I want to give out free pizzas in the month of February and collect coats for him so that he can donate it. So she gives me the information. The mother calls me. She's like, oh, this is great. Long story short, next thing you know, the girl who wrote the story is calling me, and she's like, can we do a story on this? I'm like, yeah, sure. It's up to Chris. It's not my thing. I'm just, So for a month of, I think it was January or February, we promoted. She wrote the story. I gave out pizzas for everybody that donated a coat.
Wow.
Next thing you know, you have NJN News in there. You have UPN 9 News.
It's amazing.
They want to do a story. Good Day New York was like, oh, can we do a story? And I'm like, I gave it to NJN News because one of my customers, Tim, was a cameraman for
Oh,
them. You
wow.
know what I mean? So I was like, you know what? You know, you're loyal to me. I'm going to be loyal to you. So
Yeah.
we gave them the story. They did. It's still on YouTube. They did the story on it, and then we collected over 1,000 coats just in like one night. The first night we did it.
Wow. Just from around here?
Just from around here, but Asbury Park's post office people read the story, and they shipped a box of coats.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? So we had like a trailer. I think a buddy of mine was like, dude, use my trailer. We stored all the coats in the trailer or whatever, and then Chris ended up taking them, and we dispersed them to all these different organizations, which was great. And that kind of put me on the map in a sense, and got the name out there.
Yeah, you're just a good guy that happens to do pizza.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all. That's what it's about.
I like that strategy. We actually do winter coat drive every year. We don't get that many coats, but we'll collect like 30 to 50, 70.
We can collectively
drive around.
This year
But
you
we
will,
should
Jim.
coat
You'll
market.
collaborate.
Yeah, no, we could definitely do that, man. I think it's
Collaborate.
huge. I did it one year with my friend Sean Mayer, who went to Hillsborough High School.
Okay.
Went to Penn State and then won a Super Bowl with the New England Patriots. A Hillsborough guy. We did one year where he was home, and I was like, Sean, you know, let's do this. Like, we'll get, you know, Matt over at Mailbox, etc.
Yeah.
Print it out. Sean Mayer postcards of his pictures. We blasted it on social media, like, come meet Sean Mayer, local Hillsborough legend, Super Bowl champion. Donate a coat, you get a pizza. You know what I mean?
A whole pie or
yeah,
a slice?
Dude, nah, a whole pie,
Oh
man.
my God.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, to me, I want to do it different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I want people.
wow factor.
Yeah. Like, I don't want it to be like you got to think outside the box and do outside the box. Like, yeah, you're getting a whole pie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People remember that. You know,
For
what I'm
sure.
saying?
Remember that. Yeah. Of
Yeah.
course.
So it's like you just mentioned a slice or a whole pie. When I said a whole pie, it's like, oh,
Oh,
shit.
yeah,
You know
it's
what I
like,
mean?
wow.
So that's what you
That's what
want.
gets people
Yeah,
talking.
Yeah, you want people to remember you for something different, not
Yeah.
the cliche stuff that you're gonna do all the time.
So you would credit like your community outreach to
Correct. Yes.
to building
Absolutely.
awareness
Yes.
for the business.
Absolutely. And the people that I met through it, you know, even during COVID, we were doing so much. Like, you know, we did we were feeding the elderly, you know, that couldn't get out, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? That and we were also, I reached out to some people and I got them to send out a email blast to kids that would rely on school lunches, you know what I mean? Or school breakfasts and stuff, you know what I mean? And I said, listen, I'm doing this menu. Can you send it out? And whatever they want, have them order it the night before. They can either call us, text us, or email us their order, and we'll deliver it to their house like the next day.
For free.
For free.
Wow.
For free. And we were doing that for the elderly. We were doing it with kids who relied on school lunches, which was completely confidential. You know what I mean? And it was amazing because then through that, I met Sean O'Hara, another Hillsborough legend, played for the New York Giants, won a Super Bowl with them.
I didn't know all these legends came from here, man.
Yeah, number
your
60.
neighbors.
Yeah, number 60. And then I met his guy who is, I consider him a brother now, is Jim Rue. And Jim Rue runs the Sean O'Hara Foundation. And him and I linked up, and now we do stuff all the time. We did the All-Star game here in Hillsborough for the high school seniors. That football used to be the Bays-Leon Bowl.
Yeah, how are you connected with basketball and the Knicks?
Charles Oakley.
How do you know him?
Through an elbow, man. That's a funny story. And so I used to play in Somerville. We used to play at the YMCA.
Yeah.
And when I was at RVCC, I grew up playing basketball. It was my passion. I loved it. You know what I mean? I almost made it to the league. I almost went pro.
No
but
way.
I blew my knee out.
Should have took state. Yeah.
Nah, it was
Uncle Rico story.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
you know?
listen, we all almost made it.
We all right. So, I met my good friends initially were Eric Murdoch from Bridgewater, who's a former NBA player, and Anthony Avon, who played for the went to Seton Hall, and played for the Orlando Magic and a bunch of other teams. So we would play pickup at the YMCA, and then Jason Williams, former net, ended up coming there to play. So my last game in that, and Jason Williams and Charles Oakley are always, good close friends. So Oak shows up to the gym one day. Besides Oaks, there were some other heavy hitters there, but it was a game we were playing, and I was on Eric Murdoch's team, and there was a place set up for me to cut baseline under the basket and come out, and there would be a screen, and I would get the ball and take the shot.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, no problem. So I'm running baseline. I'm coming down. As soon as I get to the basket, it was lights out. Like, I woke up, and I'm looking at Oak's standing over me. I got Jason Williams over me. I got Eric Murdoch, Anthony Amen. I felt like an ant. It was a bunch of giants.
You just ran into him and knocked yourself out?
Yeah, it's exactly what it was. So I thought I was drooling. I thought I had fallen asleep. So I go to I'm wiping myself, and I look at it's blood, right?
Oh,
so
good.
I ran into his elbow. That's the story. You know what I mean? I ran into his elbow.
I don't know about that.
So I ran into.
It was your fault, though.
Yeah. It's Oak. So I said, I'm sorry, man. I apologize to him and his elbow, and I left the gym with my T-shirt to go to the ER and got 7 stitches.
Oh, it was that bad?
It was that bad, man. So the next day I show up. I go back to the gym. I can't play. You know what I mean? The competition got so good. You're talking about it was 5-on-5 pro guys. I couldn't guard
They live around here?
I was good, but there was guys coming from New York. You had Walter Berry. You had Rod Strickland, who's a street ball legend. That's Jay-Z mentions him in one of his rap songs. Strick told me, dude, finish your breakfast.
Yeah.
Rod Strickland, great dude, rest in peace. Like, he was awesome, but I couldn't guard anybody because I wasn't, you
weren't
I
pro.
respect the game, so I'm not going to say, I could have, no. So I'm on the sideline, and Oak comes over, and he's like, yo, you good? I was like, yeah, man, I'm good. And he's like, all right, good. And that's it. No, like, yo, you ran into my elbow, Yeah. I was like, no, I'm good. And then ever since then, with Jason and Oak, I became real close with Oak. Like, I, started his foundation with a good friend of mine, Joe Masters. And then just now, I mean, we talk every day. Unfortunately, when the Garden situation happened, I don't know if any of you are familiar, where he got dragged out of the Garden back in 2017, with him and the owner of the Nets, James Dolan, that's, making headlines today because of the parade. And, I just building the trust and considering them friends and like big brothers. Like, Oak's a big brother to me, you know what I mean? So it's like, when I do things, when I sent you that article, you know what I mean? It's like, I do it because you're my friend. I'm not doing it because I'm looking for something. I don't need a paycheck. You're my friend, and I'm going to speak up for you. And that's cool. I believe in loyalty and to a certain extent when it comes to friendships like that.
So you're a Knicks fan?
I've always been,
No. What's your team?
I don't really have a team.
You don't have a team?
No, I don't. That's the thing. Like, I enjoy a good game. It's even with football. You know what I mean? Like, people ask me, well, they see pictures at the pizzeria when I used to have pictures, but I've worked with Strahan, Curtis Martin, a lot of guys. So it's like, they ask me, who's your favorite team? I don't have a favorite team. When you're in the pizza industry and everybody that's in the bar industry, they would know, like, when the local teams are doing well, it's good for business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's like, I want to watch a good game, but I want the local teams, the Jets, the Giants, you know what I mean?
Are the Jets ever going to do well?
No.
Right.
I don't think so, no.
It's not looking good, right?
I don't know. I hope so. I mean, a lot of people are hopeful because of what the Knicks
I know
just
a lot of hopeful Jet fans.
But those
it's been a long,
it's sad, man. I hope they do. You know what I mean? I hope. And the Giants, too, man. They're in the same boat, Well,
Giants got
They're just more entertaining to watch. That's with Scat and Jackson and all these guys, I think they're more entertaining to watch. Mm-hmm. So the Jets need to come up with some type of entertainment.
Giants takes longer to lose the game.
Yes.
Jets just lose it right away from the first quarter to the end.
You got to take like a Benadryl, a sleeping pill before you watch the Jets game so you could pass out before that happens.
Just go numb before those games.
Exactly.
So what's next for Bella Pizza?
Slow things down, man.
Yeah.
I think it's been 21 years. I don't know if my son will eventually want to learn the business. I want him to take his own journey. My nephews as well.
Yeah.
I want them to kind of build their own personality, go out and do what they think they want to do.
Right.
But I also want them to have something to fall back on. You know what I mean? Especially my son, if he learns the business, like he can do his little corporate gig and do whatever like that. But then come back and still do this, like nighttime, weekend, whatever. You know what I mean? I think I would love for it to keep going. I don't ever want to stop working. You know what I mean? I love what I do. You know what I'm saying? It's like that phrase that you grew up, people would say, and if you find something you love, you never work a day in your life. However that you know what I mean? That's how I feel. I mean, there's a lot of stress and stuff that comes with work. You know what I mean?
If you could go back to when you first started or took over the business, what's one piece of advice you'd give yourself or maybe do differently that you didn't do the first 6 to 12 months?
Manage my time better. I think I missed out on a lot of personal time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of growth because I got into it at the age of 22. You know what I mean? I kind of
tried to do everything yourself.
Yes. Yeah. I you know, and doing it alone, you know what I mean? And I'm not the type to ever mix family and money. You know what I mean? I think money, when people say money is the root of all evil, I think it's the ones that mix things that shouldn't be mixed with money. You know what I mean? And I think family and close friendships are one, because once money involves, things get funny, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And yeah, I did it alone, and I'm so glad I did it because I was able to put my own ideas, my own inputs in it. I couldn't do it with a partner.
Right.
You know what I mean? And one thing I would tell myself going back is to manage your time better. Like, take time for yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean? Grow, emotionally, mentally. You know what I'm saying? Because you dedicate so much time on building a brand and a business that you sense to lose a sense of growth.
Right.
And then when you get to a point in your life and you're dealing with people that have grown, you come off a certain way. You know what I mean? Whether it's in a relationship with your significant other or your friendship, you don't know how to really because your mind's always going.
You're always thinking. You don't know how to leave the business at work.
Exactly. And to be honest, I don't know yet how to relax.
Yeah. Me either.
You know what I'm saying? And
I can't sit on a long chair.
I relate to a lot of what you're saying.
Like when I go on vacation, it's like I can't just lay down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm walking around, checking my email. I'm like, I'm on.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
it's hard
all the
to
time.
turn it
Even
off.
at night, it's like,
it's hard to turn off.
And I think that's something I would tell myself. You know what I mean? Is to
be present.
Be present, man. Be present. Put your phone down, and it's like.
Are you doing more of that now?
I'm trying. Yeah, I'm trying. And honestly, one thing that I was always like, therapy, man. Therapy's huge, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To talk to somebody that's not judging you and listening to you and kind of telling you like, maybe this is why you do it, and you get a different perspective.
Yeah.
Because if you're walking around like, I got my own business, whether you're successful or not, I thought I was the coolest person at the age of 22 because I had my own pizza place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I thought I was...
Ego.
Yeah. I was broke, man. I was broke. I was living off my credit cards.
Yeah.
And I said to myself, I'm not in college, but I'm going to treat this like college. You know, and I accumulated debt, but I said I need to build something so that I can pay it off and take care of my parents and like do things for them that, you know what I mean? But yeah, being present is huge. And I was never, like, you grow up in a household where your father's like, I don't care what background you come from, Italian, Afghani, whatever it is, it's like, as a man, you need to like be a man. There's no crying in baseball, none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be like, you're the provider, you're the protector. You can't show emotion to a point where you're showing like, dude, I'm struggling. Yeah. There was times where I would sit in my truck and I'd be like, what the fuck am I doing?
I know.
You know what I'm saying? And you don't realize that you're depressed or like you're stressed out and anxiety's kicking your ass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, there's this is kind of a scary statistic, but most suicide is from men.
Men, exactly.
Like 70%.
Exactly.
Because they don't feel like they can express their emotion. They don't have anyone to talk to. You know, they always have to.
It's a sign of weakness.
It's a sign of weakness. Yeah. And you know what? I did that to my son growing up. Like, I lit the fire in his ass because he knew he wanted to be a Division I football player. Like, he's like, Dad, I want to go Division I, full scholarship. I don't want you paying for college, right? And that was one of the positive things, because I was like, dude, I don't care what this person thinks of you. Like, they could all hold you up on a pedestal. To me, you could still be better. You know what I mean? But there was times where he would want to unwind and vent and talk to me, and I would be like, dude, suck it up.
Oh, yeah.
Like, be a man, you know? And that was the worst thing you can do. And I realized that after stepping away and going through what I'm going through, and saying, holy shit, man, like, nah, like, he wanted to just vent. I mean, he's 6'3", 270. Like, I'm looking up. Like,
what's he play? He plays basketball?
No,
baseball.
He was football. He's football. A DN, yeah. He was top freshman in the state for basketball his freshman year of high school. Wow. He was voted by NJ.com top freshman in the state. But football was like, he had that.
He's playing right now?
He actually currently just medically retired. He was at the University of Rhode Island. He had some back issues. And I said to him, you know, and that's the almost healed part of me. I don't think I'll ever be healed as a human. I don't think we'll ever be healed. You know what I mean? And mental health is like one of the most important things out there. And I think we should definitely put some emphasis on that. But I gave him that option. I said, listen, dude, like, we did the stem cell therapy for him. You know, he became almost 100%. But then there was days where he still felt like he couldn't be 100% on the field. And I said, dude, it's your decision. You know, I listened. I said, whatever you do, I'm going to support you. But here's my perspective. Like, do you still want to play and injure yourself and then get to a point where you're going to have your own kids? Or you're going to go out with your buddies and you're going to play pickup basketball and do whatever, and you can't because of your back?
Right.
If at the age of 30, you're going to feel like you're 65, 70.
What do you want the rest of your life to be?
Exactly. So the game is to think about long term.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I said, just, you listen, you make that decision. This is yours. You earned it. You know what I mean? And, you know, he thought about it and he made the decision to say, Dad, I'm going to, you know, medically retire and just focus on what I want to do. And I said, all right, well, dude, I'm here for you. Like, I'll support you. You know, I want you to be, if you fuck up, I want you, pick up the phone and call me.
Yeah.
I want you to, you know, don't try to fix it yourself.
Yeah.
You haven't gone through life to know what the fuck you're doing yet. You're going to, you know, and I think that's something that every parent, individual, guardian should emphasize to their kids. Because they're living in an environment and culture that's tough with the phones. They're glued to everything.
Pressure. Yeah. So much peer pressure right now.
Yeah, man. It's even worse than when we were growing up. You know, we always lived in an image-based society with magazines growing up, what you saw on TV. You know what I mean? Now
we're just seeing everyone's highlight reel.
It's a click, yeah,
you know?
And it's so instant. You know what I mean? So it's tough, man, and that's why the mental health stuff and suicide rates are increasing daily because of, you know, you got to sit down and listen, and you got to monitor what the hell's going on.
For sure. If you could, let me think. Somebody who's starting a business, a pizza business, let's just say, that's watching this. What's one thing that's kind of misunderstood about, maybe you don't learn this until you've been doing it for a few years. Like, what is it really about? Is it a food business or is it a people business?
Both. I think people come first and then the food. Because you're going, you're going into the business with the mindset of selling food, right? It's how you interact with the people that's going to enhance your food to the next level.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like, to me, that's what I truly believe. Like, to me, it's like you could become best friends with a person that hates you. You just got to sit down and talk. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's like with the food, your food could be great. You know, somebody might not like my pizza because I came off like an asshole on Google or something. You know what I mean? It's because when I respond to you, I'm responding to you, and then I end it with, now I'm going to go walk my pet turtle. Something, you know what I'm saying? Because I want that person to be like, yo, who the fuck is this guy? Like, because when I come at you like that, I stand not only by my product, but I also stand by the loyal people that know me as a person and then know my product. Yeah. Because I want them to say, hey, not only is his food good, but he's a good fucking person. Yeah. You know what I mean? To me, it's like you're not. No matter how good, if I'm an asshole,
no one's coming.
I could have the #1 pizza in the country.
Yeah,
there's going to be a large majority of people that are just not going to fucking want to come. You know what I mean? And I emphasize something to my teammates. I call them my teammates. I don't like using the word employee. I don't like that. My teammates, my guys, I tell them, listen, when Mr. XYZ tells you that he's not going to be here next week to pick up his pizza because he's going on vacation, right?
Yeah.
The next time you see him come in, you ask him,
hey,
how was your vacation?
Right. That's what separates you.
That's what separates
from
you.
Domino's and all those franchises.
Exactly.
They don't care.
They don't care. You're a number. You know what I mean? We take names. We don't take numbers. We don't take the last 4 digits of anything. We take names.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's I think that's important. Those 2 things.
All right. If you had to buy pizza that's not yours, are you allowed to answer this question?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
What's some of your favorite places in the area?
One of
you could shout your boys.
Can I say pizza and like if I'm having pasta?
Yeah.
Okay. And I have a huge sweet tooth. You know what I mean? Can I take this?
That might be the order. That might be our order.
Hey, can you FaceTime me real quick?
Yeah.
Okay.
To you, bro, I'm not gonna hold the spot for forgetting people.
Oh my God.
Okay. See that this is look. We were just gonna mention you. I'm glad you called.
Yo, what's up?
Hey, he had Dad with Donuts today too.
Yes, sir, Mr. Picasso. How you doing, buddy? Yeah. Good to see you.
You got to get on this podcast soon, bro.
Yeah,
he just asked me a question. Look, see, everybody's here. So, what was the question? All right, go ahead.
All right, so if you had to eat pizza or pasta at another restaurant in the area, where would you go?
He said, if I was to eat pizza or pasta in any other place in the country, where would I go? And I was going to answer this, but right when he asked me and you called. Okay. See? All right. So now pizza for me, there's a place in downtown Somerville, right in the heart of it, is Calabria Mia.
Okay. I'm going to write this down.
Yeah.
Calabria
Mia.
It's on Main Street?
It's on Main Street. Yeah.
Okay.
Calabria Mia, right across from, you guys remember the Ritas that used to be in Somerville, right on Main Street? It's now Blue Sheep. It used to be this cookie place. I don't want to say the name. Speaking of pizza.
Oh, man. Look at this.
Look at that. Look at that.
Bring him on.
Bring it in. Right here. Right on this table.
Yeah. Let's do it live.
This is my guy, Ryan. He's been with me for the longest,
Ryan.
man.
Hey, Ryan. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Ryan.
Shout out to Bella
Ryan
Pizza.
Tennell with the delivery, the speed light
Turn
delivery.
the box around so they see BellaPizza1.com.
There you go.
Awesome. Thank you.
Of course. We got the barbecue chicken with bacon. We got the Hawaiian.
Ooh.
Yes, sir.
Janet,
And
you
then-
gotta come take this
Yeah,
box.
yeah.
Hold on.
We're gonna eat.
You
this.
gotta
We're gonna
open it.
eat a slice on camera.
Come on, we got to do
This
it
is
differently,
smart.
right?
This
This
is
is
smart.
different, man. Look at
Hawaiian
that.
for Jordan.
Jordan, okay.
Give engineer. Come get your pie.
Yeah, look at that. You got plates in there. It should be plates in there.
Oh.
I love the design up here.
Yeah.
Love at first
First slice. Love it first slice, of course.
Amazing.
Changing lives one slice at a time.
Yes.
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 Here,
That's
give
that's
this
the
to Janet.
that's
Oh
the
my God, this is a gorgeous pizza pie.
that's the pizza truck. The concept on the
Thank
pizza
you.
truck.
Oh man.
They got the bacon on there for you?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Jordan, can you get
You
this?
got you want plates?
I'm not gonna show this to my nutritionist.
No,
I don't have one either.
Yeah.
So
Me neither.
I'm the
It sounds
nutritionist.
good.
I'm the
I
nutritionist
took
now.
nutrition in college, and I remember my professor saying there's no such thing as bad foods, just bad portions.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's true.
Yeah.
We
So
overeat.
I said to her, I said, well, does it depend on the portion per day? Because I eat, like now I eat pizza every day. So to me, I guess there's, I had enough of my portion that day. So yeah. But yeah, Calabria Mia,
Okay.
in downtown Somerville,
What about pasta place?
Cafe Picasso. Downtown Somerville, man. BYOB.
They have this spicy like chicken pasta.
Oh yeah, and I'm big on spicy, dude. I love spicy. You know what I mean? And bro, I don't know if you've had their gelato.
No.
Tonight would be the perfect night. Car show. There's always car show every Friday night.
I didn't know if that was every Friday.
Every Friday, dude. And shout out to Mike DeLuca and Lorenzo DeLuca. They got this freaking gelato cart custom made.
Oh, I saw that.
They put it outside.
Yeah.
And they're serving outside. They got music going. Dude, it's like you're walking in the streets of Italy just freaking having a good time. The freaking gelato is amazing. Ever since I started eating the gelato from there, I don't mess with ice cream, dude.
No.
I wouldn't. It just doesn't sit well with my stomach.
I love
take
gelato.
my family there later. This pizza's delicious.
Thank you.
I could taste the tomatoes so fresh, all the ingredients.
Yeah, it's
very nice.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Maybe this whole podcast should be sponsored by Bella Pizza.
This is amazing.
Whatever works, man.
We'll just put a sign. We'll take that sign out. We'll just put Bella Pizza.
You know, I love that sign because I have a bunch of like neons at the pizzeria. I have one that says "This must be the place" or whatever. Pizza lovers welcome. And I noticed that when I saw your videos, because the be kind, like the kind, like to me, that's huge, man.
That's that's our like mission statement at Real Broker. That's like our real estate broker.
No, that's awesome, man. And I'm looking forward to collabing and doing some stuff for the community.
I definitely want to do more community events, and we could have the pizza truck come. I love the idea of the winter coat drive.
Yeah,
I also
absolutely.
do neighborhood wide garage sales.
Okay. Yeah, definitely let me know, man. And I wanted to link up with a realtor actually that when they sold a house in Hillsborough, like I would send them their first pizza on me.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying?
Amazing.
So like if they put their sign out, I'll make the signs where they can put it like, free pizza when you buy this house. You know what I mean? Or whatever.
No, this is what we'll do.
Whatever.
When a buyer closes on a new house in the area, we'll have a pizza party and invite the neighbors.
There you go.
There you go. Do that.
Yeah.
I used
Truck.
to do that
Instead of like bagels and coffee in the driveway, we'll do
I can
a pizza party.
send a bunch of pizzas for them, whatever they want. You know what I mean? Like,
I like that. And then they can meet the neighbors.
Yeah.
Everyone gets to have a little fun pizza party.
Yeah.
Who knew the power of pizza?
It's freaking amazing.
It brings people together.
Trust me, man. It does.
This is how you connect people.
Jim, love at first slice. So.
Love that. All right, man. Well, I appreciate you coming on the show.
Of course, man.
We have to take a break so we
Pleasure
can eat this.
to meet you.
course.
I know we have to eat it. It's so
We
warm.
have to- We're ending the show just so we can eat the pizza that came.
I appreciate you
We'll
guys for
report
having
back.
me, man. Thank you so
Yeah,
much, man.
appreciate
I'm
it.
looking forward to
Thank
doing
you.
some great things with you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.